So what you just saw was this little bow right here. This is a Pit River style bow, and I've always been inspired by these Native American replicated bows. And I gotta say, this thing shoots very, very fast. One of the fastest bows that I've ever shot. It's sinew backed yew wood. The sinew is very, very clean and symmetrical. It has rawhide wrap tips, brain tan in the center of the handle. It has about 3.5 inches of reflex in it. The back is painted with red ochre, and then it originally came with a sinew string. I went ahead and whipped up a fast flight string, so that's the only thing that I did different. But even with the sinew string, this thing is an absolute rocket. It shoots extremely fast, and I plan on making a lot of these shorter bows in the future, in the very near future, I should say. But I obtained this through trade from my friend Chuck over at Heartwood Bows. I traded him one of my sinew-backed yew wood bows, and I expressed my interest in this bow here because I've always wanted to experiment with some of these shorter native-inspired bows, and I can't be happier with the outcome. Now, the purpose of this video series is to take you step by step in how to make a sinew-backed bow, from raw lumber all the way to shooting an arrow through the finalized project into a target similar to the one that I have behind me. And when I contacted Chuck over at Heartwood Bows, he was more than willing to document the series. Chuck has over 20 years of bow building experience. He's a true craftsman as well as an artist. So without further ado, I want to hand this video over to Chuck, and he's going to take you step by step in how to make an Ishi style bow.
This is what I got out of a little over a half of a 12-inch diameter log, juniper log that I was somehow able to drag a half mile back to my truck after I cut it. I've got 8 staves here. 3 of them are Heartwood only, all between the lengths of 50 and 72 inches. Haven't really decided which one I'm going to back yet, but I think I might start with this Heartwood only one. I've already done a little bit of work on it. I'm going to start a little work on this and see what comes of it. Relatively straight juniper like this is quite rare. Got to look through a lot of trees to find it, and this one has a little bit of a split trunk down here. So just out of this half, I hope to get maybe at least 5 bow staves. So we want to make the most out of this tree. Don't want any of it going to waste. As far as ease of working, bending, everything, I prefer to use juniper, pretty green, pretty wet. I don't like to season it before I make it into a bow. So I'm gonna have a lot of staves here. So I do a bit of trading, so on and so forth. I like to use up a whole log. Maybe I'll start on 5 bows, and the rest of the staves go to other people who maybe want to do some work. Now, here's just about probably 1/6 of that log. Plenty of room here, so I'm going to split off a Heartwood stave with ease. That's it. clean, you can come close to finding a single growth ring, even in these really tight ones. But here's a clean heartwood stave. Some people say it's got more snap. California natives used, some of them had heartwood only bows of juniper. Most other tribes used directly under the bark. Clean, unbroken growth ring. In my experience, I found that sapwood only bows probably last a little longer.
So we're going to make a couple Ishi style bows. For one, we're going to use this unbroken sapwood back directly underneath the bark. It's got a little chip here, so I figure I'll cut it off right here to get a about 55-inch bow. California flat bow design is thin edges with a crowned belly and back. So I am rounding off this belly quite a bit. Get a lenticular shape. All right. A little bend out of it. I'm going to switch to the rasp. Just remove wood slow and uniformly.